We had a great week last week. Got a great clutch win against Seattle. Showed a lot of grit. Couldn't pull away from them, but anytime you can beat a quality opponent like that, especially in overtime, builds a lot of momentum for your team. We've had a good, able to give the guys some really, time off, well-deserved. And the guys have come back really with a fresh mindset. And the guys need some time. Their bodies, this time of the year, it's about being fresh and not just physically but mentally. And we've really had a hard stretch, a bunch of games on the road. Now we're getting to be at home a little bit, and so who's mentally ready to play this time of the year is so important. So it's good that we get a couple of games at home this week.
You mentioned these games at home, two huge opponents. I mean, Grand Canyon 17-2 on the year, 7-1 conference record, loss at Seattle recently, and then California Baptist, also going to be a local national televised game with Space City, regionally announced by the WAC earlier. Just talk about the presence of these two games before we talk a little bit more about the opponent. Yeah,
I mean, it's obviously a big week for us. I mean, every week is big, but when it's your home court, you have to protect home court. And our guys understand that. There hadn't been much success with anybody in the league on the road except maybe, Grand Canyon. We've had a couple road wins, and Tarleton's won a couple on the road. But, road wins are gold and plus. So, here, as we sit here today, we've had our program has won at the highest level at home, and we expect to win at home. We've had great, crowds at home. Our players play for the student body, and excited that our students have really come out this year, and so it's been a great marriage, so to speak, and expect that to continue this week as we move forward. Playing GCU and Cal Baptist, and we know those are two quality opponents, and the opponent's always us though, but they'll present some major problems for us, and the things that they do, and Bryce Drew and Rick Croy are really tremendous coaches, and they bring great players into the Sawmill this week. But the opponent, you've heard me say this 1,000 times, is ourselves, and so hopefully we'll make some adjustments, but try to do the right things, and maybe make another 1 or 2 points more than the opponents do this week, like we were able to do last week.
Coach, we've talked a lot the past couple of weeks about how hard it is to win on the road, but just in general, like once you get into conference play, the season, that grind starts catching up with you. You guys have won 7 out of your last 8, and what do you guys need to do to kind of keep that momentum up at this point in the season?
Well, I'm excited that we have won 7 out of 8, and different guys have done it for us, right, Buckets? And you don't really know. I think if we were scouting our own team and we try to do some self-scouts as we go along, you never know who's going to kind of lead us that night in scoring, and that's the beautiful thing about our team. I think we're really getting some joy in other people's success, and you don't know who's going to really lead our team that night. And we're starting to really pick up some grit amongst ourselves, and we gain confidence by winning close games, and this team is starting to do that. We didn't do it earlier in the year. They're finding ways to do that, and it's fun to watch. I mean, you get a team, especially in league play, when games really matter a lot, and we're just kind of rolling along and making the right plays. Today we had a great practice today. I thought our defense was back to where it was earlier in the year when we were kind of finding unique ways to win, and our offense wasn't very good. But like Thursday nights, the battle of the most efficient, the first place team in Grand Canyon, and the second place offensive team in us, and who can stop somebody Thursday probably would be the key to the game.
So everybody saw the dunk that Matt Heyman had on Thursday, and the reaction that the bench and those players had, and some of that. You see that in the games, but behind the scenes, I see that a little bit more every day. Just talk about this team, how together this team is, and just because from my point of view, this team loves being around each other, maybe more than a lot of teams that I've been around in the past. But just talk about that dynamic of this team a little bit.
Yeah, you got to go through some adversity before you really get close, right? I mean, you have to. It's true in life, and this team's starting to come together a little bit more than maybe some teams in the past, because we have gone through some adversity. We went through a bad stretch in early December. We're sitting there 5-5 the 1st of December, and like you said, we've won 7 of 8, and didn't know where we were headed. You have a fork in the road and decided, because we had a terrible schedule. I put this team. I feel like this team's really talented enough to be successful, and I challenged them and lost a couple heartbreakers at home. Instead of being 12-6 or whatever we're at, we could easily be 15-3 today if we'd won some close games, and gave up 2 games that we lost at home to La Tech and to Tarleton, and they beat us. I give them all the credit in the world, but we don't lose home games, but they have responded. The last 6 weeks or so, and have won those 7 out of 8, and could have easily been 8 out of 8. And where this season looks a little bit different. I mean, I don't feel like, and our players will tell you the same thing, like, man, we're on this huge run and we're indestructible. We haven't gotten that aura about us, and I'm trying to give them some confidence to wear some swagger, like, man, we're indestructible right now. And I'm trying to give them that confidence that they should have. And I think they still feel like they have a chip on their shoulder. We got some guys that have been other places that maybe weren't wanted other places, weren't needed other places, and now we need them to perform. And I think that's why you see the scoring distributed the way it is, because they are wanting others to score. It's a great play by Matt, but that, like, he could make plays like that. We got other guys on our team that can make plays like that, and we just need to get it out of them more. I got to do a better job of getting, because we got some sensational athletes out there that are capable of making plays like that for us.
I've been wondering, how's team chemistry, guys, locker room atmosphere like right now?
Yeah, so just continue to. I mean, it's been good. I mean, we just hit on this a little bit. Like, the adversity I think that our team has gone through has really brought our team closer together, Nathan, and that. Because, we have gone through some adversity, different guys have, changed roles. We've come together. They've been other places, and it's been fun to watch these guys have joy for others' success. And that's what, building a team is all about. And we've got some really good leadership within the locker room right now. And, with 6 weeks left, you've heard me say this, looking through it through a telescope versus a microscope. And each week is a microscope. Hey, we got two games this week, trying to be 1-0 the first game against Grand Canyon, and then whoever plays after that. I mean, I personally haven't even looked at the conference standings yet, because I don't think it matters till you get to some point in time in February, because you just got to take it, and I hate to say it, it's very cliche-ish, one game at a time, because it really doesn't matter. And our league comes down to a conference tournament anyway. But as long as you just keep handling your business one game at a time. But I've enjoyed, I barely raised my voice in practice today, because our players were getting on each other and lifting each other up at the same time. And that's what makes coaching fun when you don't, I haven't had to coach effort a lot lately. And that's what makes, when you just can coach technique and details and things like that. And Buckets, you were out there today, right? I mean, the guys are, we've had great practices here for the last few weeks, because, when you don't coach effort, man, then you can really start coaching skill and details, and your team's going to get better. So I praise the leadership group on our team, the AJ and Latrell and some of those guys.
And then as for Grand Canyon, what do you expect from them Thursday?
Well, they're, Bryce Drew's done a great job with their team, and arguably they have, 3 of the best players in our league, 3 of the 4. In my opinion, 3 of the 4 best players with McLaughlin and Harrison and Scott Foster. I mean, you could, as if you stop the voting today, you could vote for any of those 3 for Player of the Year. Harrison's won it before. McLaughlin probably impacts winning on their team more. You probably don't want to take him away from their team. You put him on any team in the league, and Scott Foster leads the league in scoring. So. There's nobody like him in our league. So you can't take just one away. We're going to do our best. But they are, they were top 25. They probably, if they hadn't lost Saturday, they'd been in the top 25 in the country, and we haven't had one of those in our league in a while. So, they're the monster. But for some reason, I kind of like my bunch pretty good too. So I look forward to playing them on Thursday and see what we can do. I like our matchup too.
So this Thursday, 6:30, cram the Coliseum. I believe Purple Haze. It's purple out. So if our fans want to also wear purple, and then
Wear purple. I got a rope hat, I think, for the first, 9,000 that come, isn't that right, or something like that? Or I don't know what the number is, but this is a pretty cool hat that you can't buy anywhere else but coming to the game. So trucker hat, rope hat, whatever it is, and I'll even donate mine back to if we run out. So I have it sitting there if somebody wants to come. So it's fraternity night and giving away beer things, whatever. What am I looking for, Bucket? Corey's giving away dollar some or other concessions, and we got a lot of promotions going on this week. So if you want to have a great time, come to the Coliseum on Thursday. See some great ball games and a cheap date. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Cram the Coliseum Thursday night, Grand Canyon at 6:30, and then Cal Baptist on Saturday at 2 p.m. Thanks for the time, Coach.
Act and be loud, be proud, be ready to rock and roll.